Hey everyone, this is Ace. Welcome back to another video in Roblox. Today we are playing a game called Stepford County Railroad, and we're not just going to be driving trains and just having fun. No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to go over a process on how to get promoted in this game. There are many ranks that you can get just by playing this game, but you have to go through a lot of training sessions in order to actually get those ranks. I have two people right behind me who are going to help me out in this video. Teen Wolf Minecraft and Grizzly. I want to thank these two so much for helping me out in this video. In this video, we're just going to talk about the process to go from guest, TD, to QD, to dispatcher, and to guard. Very simple stuff. I'm going to dive a lot more into that. So if y'all do enjoy, then please leave a like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. Other than that, I hope y'all enjoy the video. Okay, so for those of you that are wanting to become a trainee driver in Stepford County Railroad, the process is like very simple. All you have to do is to just join their group. If you join the group that it says to join, then you will become a trainee driver. And when you get that rank, you have the ability to become a qualified driver. In order to become a qualified driver, we are going to go over that stuff right now. And the process is very simple, but y'all got to pay attention because it's simple, but it's also very complicated. So for those of you that are wanting to become a qualified driver, this part is pretty easy, but it's also a little complicated. The training process consists of an assessment and actual driving portion. So first of all, it's going to be the driving portion, it's going to be the assessment. Wherever the training session will take you to, the supervisors and the managers will tell you where to go to. You listen to them, they go over the instructions with you, and whenever you go to whatever station that you are supposed to go to. But for me, I was trained up at Coxley, so I'm doing the session over at Coxley just so that y'all know what to expect. This could be a different station, I don't know, but this is what's happening. So whenever y'all get your train, y'all just gonna get moving. Y'all gonna go up.
Platform 1 for the 03.
Advise that there's a signal on double yellow.
Calling it.
Then depending on the size of your train, you're supposed to stop at your appropriate sign.
This train has 5 coaches.
So for this case, if you go to Coxley, you have to go all the way to the S sign. Now that's a bad example, but you're supposed to go all the way up to the S sign. You can't go. You can only go so far forward or so far back.
This train is for Port Benton.
So obviously this was a bad example, but you do need to try your best and go for the S sign. And depending on the station, if you have a certain number of cars, you need to stop at that specific sign. Now in a little bit, I'm going to go over that as well. So as we are driving, I'm going to put this on mute, just so that nothing is disturbed, like there's like no distractions. I apologize for the dropped frames. Things are not looking too well. So if you pass the first part, you will have an assessment that either the managers or the supervisors will give to you. You have to answer some questions. You have to answer like the speed limit when it comes to enter the platforms, which is no greater than 45. You have to know what a SPAD is, speed past at danger, SPAD. You have to know a couple other things. You just got to be very careful. You have to know your stuff. After you know your stuff, you should be able to pass with no problem. It's a little tedious sometimes because you tend to forget things. And you have to wait until you get to your next session. But as long as you study everything thoroughly and you take things slow, you have to be efficient. You have to be very efficient. But if you take things slow, everything will be all right. It's not that big of a deal. It'll all work out just fine. So as we're approaching Benton, this station's a little bit different. It's a bigger station, requires more signage, so we will have more signs to deal with when it comes to this kind of a train. So we currently have 5 cars. So there may be a sign that has 5 cars, or it requires 5 cars to stop at. So let's find out to see if we do have one or not. Let me slow down a little bit. Can't really be speeding. Go platform 4. So up here. So this car, or this train has 5 cars. 2, 3, 4. So it can't stop at either of these, but I got to stop at 5 through 6. So if you have 5 or 6 cars, you're supposed to go all the way up to here. Just like that. See, that's just a good stop. This is a solid stop. If your train has only 1 car, which it doesn't happen, or has 7 or more, you go all the way to that S sign that's all the way down at the end of the platform. That's where you're supposed to stop. So always look for the number signs first before you go to the S. And long story short, that's how you become a qualified driver. It's very simple. You just have to know your stuff. So for those of you that want to become a dispatcher, this position is a little more tricky. So basically, when you're a dispatcher, you have to go to a specific station and at a specific platform. And normally all that you do is that you're just helping the trains, just making sure that people get on and off the trains. You know, it's just very simple. It's very simple, not that hard to explain. But the complications behind it is very more difficult because you have to go over with so many things. So like when trains are coming in, you have to just acknowledge that like there's like you just have to pay attention to what's around you. So I believe we should have a train coming in at any second now. I do not know if when they're coming in, but they should be coming around the corner. So whenever the train gets here, you'll hear the announcement from the station saying that a train is arriving at a specific platform. You will go to the platform, and you'll just wait there until the train arrives.
Platform 2 for the 04.
See? Just like that.
Stepford
Perfect
Connect
timing.
Service 2. Stepford, Victoria.
Just like that. See? Perfect timing. So when a train's coming in, you just gotta wait until they come to a complete stop, and you just gotta hope and pray that they come all the way to the end of the platform, like what they're supposed to stop. So trains have 4 call sign codes. So they start off with a 9, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So the train just comes to a complete stop. So whenever you come up to a train, you have to select it, and then it'll be good to go. Maybe. There we go. So trains have call signs, or like call codes. And they go in priority from 9, 1, 2, and 3. Those are the priority numbers. 9 is the highest priority, 1 is second highest, 2 is third highest, and 3 is the lowest highest priority. So depending on the trains, with those numbers, those are the priorities that you have to release them at that time. So whenever you think the train's ready to go, it's been like 20 seconds. You have to go over a couple things in your head. First of all, is the signal ahead clear? If the off indicator, which I'm going to go up here real quick, if the off indicator is on, that means the signal is either yellow, double yellow, or green. If it's red, you cannot hit train ready to start. However, if it is yellow, double yellow, or green, then you can hit train ready to start. But before you dispatch, you have to be somewhere between the middle of the train to the back of the train. You can be somewhere anywhere between that. So if the off indicator is turned on, you hit train ready to start, and then you hit close doors. Then that'll tell the driver to close the doors, just like that. Beautiful. And then whenever everything looks good, and make sure you double check that the off indicator is set to on, you dispatch, then they'll go on their way. Just like that. And you can tell them in the chat to just say, have a safe trip, Niner V04. Now, before we move on to becoming a guard, whenever there's a signaler on here, and the signal is set to red, you have to hit train ready to start. That will tell the signaler that, hey, this train's ready to go. Is the tracks clear? If it is, they'll change the signal for you. Then the train's ready to go. But for me, I always set it as a precaution. Do not hit train ready to start until the off indicator is turned on. That's what I do. But during the train process, you have to hit that so that the signal knows that it's ready to go. And then you hit dispatch. You cannot hit dispatch until the off indicator is officially turned on. If you hit it too early, you're going to fail immediately. Just know that. And then just dispatch, then you're on your way. And then you may have to answer some questions. I had to do that. I cannot remember all the questions, but you just had to acknowledge that, like, hey, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. Just make sure that you studied the guide that is provided to you via the training menu, and then you should be good to go. Now, let's dive into on what it takes to become a guard for Stepford County Railroad. So now the process to become a guard. The guard, basically what they do is that they just open the doors for the train. That's all that they do. The process is very simple, but it's also very enjoyable for a lot of people. A lot of people demand to become a guard. So again, all that they do is that they just open doors for the trains. So in just a second, we're arriving at Stepford Central, and we are going to help this train out by opening the doors. So in just a second, whenever the train comes to a complete stop, we're going to get going. So it has to acknowledge, okay, yep, we're good. Let me open my local door. And then let me just check. Platform is clear. Opening the doors. So every time that you're a guard, you have to come in, open up your local door, make sure, hello, Bonky. Make sure that the platform is clear. You open up all the doors. You wait 20 seconds. You just come and hang out and just enjoy life. You just stand by your local door. That's all you got to do. Very simple stuff. Now, before you blow the whistle, you have to make sure that the off indicator is lit. If it's not lit, you cannot blow the whistle. Just make sure that it's ready to go. Then, whenever it's turned on, you blow the whistle. You close the doors. And then make sure that everything's all good to go. Then you just come on into your door. Oh, well, wait. First, you blow the whistle. Then you go inside your local door. You close it. The door's closed, and then you have to acknowledge the driver that's ready to go. Then your driver will acknowledge, and then the train is off on its way. Now, you have to be very efficient. You have to be very efficient with this, because if you dispatch a train on a red signal, you're going to fail immediately. You have to remember that. You have to wait until the signal is no longer red. If it's yellow, double yellow, or green, it's good to go. But if it's not ready to go, then you cannot dispatch. And that's basically a short look on what it's like to become a guard and how to become a guard. Very simple stuff, right? Alrighty. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all did enjoy these brief tutorials on how to get promoted through the training sessions at Stepford County Railroad. Now, please be advised that all these train sessions are not 100% accurate. These are all things that I remember, and I feel like that I did it in the best of ways that you could easily get promoted. You may fail in training sessions, but just remember this video and you will be able to get promoted pretty easily. You should have no problems with this. But once again, I'd like to give a shout out to the three wonderful people that helped me out. Grizzly right behind me, Frost that was here at the beginning of the video, and Bonky Saki. He had to go. They both had to go. But I want to thank you guys, or I want to thank them for helping me out with this video. And if y'all did enjoy, once again, please feel free to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It's completely free. You can always change your mind. On that, I'll see all of y'all in my next video. Peace!